The investigations continue because we need to know what happened to all the money that we paid as taxpayers, how it was administered, where did it go where it was supposed to go. The audit reports say they don't know. The audit reports are based on spot checking. They're not comprehensive forensic audits. And the spot checking was sufficient to result in these very, very serious deficiencies found by your auditors. The question may also arise, why, after all these years, with the same repeated serious violation of financial control standards, this Board of Commissioners did not conduct or have a forensic audit conducted? It's enough to raise red flags. I suggest to you, if somebody walked in to the IRS in an audit with books in this sort of array, they would be facing, at a minimum, civil suits, if not criminal actions. Now, you saw tonight, tremendous demonstration of love for Ventnor by its citizens and taxpayers. You saw what it means for volunteers working very, very hard, what it was for them to produce something very worthwhile for the community. That's because they love their community. We would like to have the same amount of love and respect for all the people who volunteer to serve our community, including those who volunteer through getting elected. Unfortunately, what I'm reciting to you, which is all fact and not opinion, makes that feeling hard to come by. When you take an oath of office to serve the public, I don't think you can just sign resolutions saying you know what's in these audits and just forget about it. You cannot just sign off on all the recommendations which are included in the audit reports, suggested improvements, and then not implement them year after year after year. There's something very wrong. And it's of great concern to we who love Ventnor. I've heard the phrase used more than once tonight and in recent times. What's past is past, let's look at the future. Well, if you ignore history, you're only going to repeat what happened before. And the question we have is, as stakeholders in this municipal corporation, as the people who employ you, why hasn't the job been done, and why should we have faith in it being done in the future just because you change CFOs? You still retain the same person that you described as resigning, although I can't find a resignation letter upon inquiry of City Hall. How can you keep the same person who didn't handle the big job well, the one for which you got paid over $60,000 a year, and let him continue as assessor, dealing with something extremely sensitive in the community, which touches everybody's pocketbook? If you can't do multiplications in one area, you can't do them in another. Not that it's that simple. But you have enough information to raise the question. And all we got at the last discussion by this board about the tax assessor is some mysterious verbiage about talks with other municipalities to use their assessors on a contract basis. I don't know what that means. I can't function as a citizen through telepathy. We need to know more. We need openness by what this Board of Commissioners is doing. We need openness. You heard people tell you tonight, including Mr. Kravitz, if I may call him Mr., to communicate. You've heard it from other people. Communicate. That means let some light be shed on your activities, not just what you want us to know. That's not enough. It shouldn't be so difficult for a citizen to come into City Hall and find out everything there is to know about a particular project. Let's take the library. Let's
Mr.
take
Klinger,
the pier.
I can't agree more with you. I don't mean
I
to
can't hear
interrupt
you.
I can't agree more with you.
Yeah, well, let me
about the
finish, please. I
communications
want to
act.
interrupt you. Let me finish.
Oh, fine.
I'm
sorry.
coming near the
I'm
end.
sorry.
I'm winding down.
I apologize.
I'm winding down. Let me please finish.
I apologize.
Why we can't come in, and I discussed this with Drew McCross and the administrator, and say, I'd like to see the file on the library or the pier or whatever the project is, and open the file and read it from front to back and understand what's going on. It's not available. You don't have that available to you because the files are everywhere. The engineer has some, the solicitor has some, you have some, the city clerk has some. How do I know this? Through these OPRA requests where we have to piece together all the information.